If you're someone who's pursuing greatness in life, maybe it's becoming a best-selling author, maybe it's building a better business, maybe it's just being a better friend, being the greatest friend you can be. If you're pursuing greatness in any way, form, or fashion, productivity, just being more at peace with life, then you've probably come to believe that greatness is this thing, this quality that some of us have. And either you have it or you don't. If you have it, you're living a great life and you're great every single day. And if you don't have it, then you're chasing it. But this is how I, as a professional athlete, learned to make greatness chase me instead of chasing it. And it comes down to understanding this one small thing. This one tiny shift in my mindset and in my perspective is this. This video, me creating this video, me recording this video is the perfect example of it. Because this isn't my first take. If you would have watched the first couple of takes that I've already deleted, you would think, oh, this dude doesn't know what he's doing on YouTube. Another perfect example is, and I'm going to get back to my video creation and what I'm doing on social media and what I'm doing here on this page. But another example is if you've ever watched an artist draw anything and seen what the foundation of the drawing is, seen the starting sketches, you would have thought, I can do that too. But at some point in the time lapse, at some point in the tutorial, at some point along the way, you say, oh, yeah, I can't do that. So the starting phases of greatness oftentimes are going to look the same as any other beginner. If you're on the journey to greatness, you have to start somewhere. But even after you have become great, even after you have become a world-renowned artist, let's say, that does not mean every single one of your paintings or drawings or art pieces is going to be a hit. Some people are going to say, that's not that good. And that might be the only art piece that they see from you. They might not know your name because this world is almost infinite. We think $1 million is a lot. There are people with billions of dollars. Think about I don't even know what the population is now. I think we're closer to 7 or 8 billion, maybe even beyond that. If you know the exact number, let me know. Obviously, we'll never know the exact number. But India itself has over 1 billion people. That's one country. So if we look at it in terms of that, if one person who didn't previously know about you sees your work and thinks, it's not that good, then that does not make you all of a sudden not great. It doesn't mean your greatness flies out of the window because one person disapproves. It doesn't mean your greatness flies out of the window if 100 people disapprove. Because guess what? Everyone is making a choice. You're making the choice to continue watching this video. There are billions of videos on YouTube, I'm sure. Maybe it's high millions, but I'd say closer to billions. Over the lifespan of YouTube, so many videos have been created. There are so many videos that are available for you to be able to watch. And you made the choice to watch this because you saw something in this. You heard something in this. And you said, I'm going to keep watching. I'm going to keep listening. That was a choice. That was a decision. You look past me stumbling over my words. You look past the fact that this video so far has been unedited. You look past the fact that you don't even know who I am. You look past the fact that I might be lying. Maybe. I don't know what I would have been lying about, but that's a possibility. You made a decision, said, okay, I'm going to keep watching. I'm going to keep listening to what this guy has to say. There are a lot of people who will not make that decision because this video didn't speak to them. Maybe they're not somebody who sees themselves as particularly interested in pursuing greatness and becoming the best version of themselves. That exists. Those people exist. And that's completely fine. All of us are making decisions on what to support, what to give our time, what to give our attention. And if somebody doesn't give you that, if somebody says, hey, nah, it's just not my cup of tea, that doesn't take away from your greatness. every critic is going to have a point. Every critic is going to tell the truth in some way. Some are going to be better about it than others. But when it's all said and done, what's going to last and leave a lasting legacy is you affecting the people around you. So if you let 2 people, 3 people saying, I don't think it's a good idea. I don't think you can do that. Yeah, you're just not that good. If you let those people affect you, then you're going to realize really quickly that you're shrinking your impact. Or maybe you realize it too late. But today is an opportunity to change that. Today is an opportunity to take that back into your own hands. Make greatness chase you, as we talked about in the beginning of the video. And I haven't forgotten that I said that. I will get back to that. But I think it's important to understand what greatness even is. Greatness is the impact that you have. Greatness isn't about how many books you sell. It's about what you do to the people who buy that book and read that book. What happens to those people? That's what makes a book valuable. It could sell 500 million copies. If it's not impacting those people, if it's not leaving a lasting impression, it's not doing anything. Now, it just so happens that if a book leaves a lasting impression on somebody, chances are it's probably going to sell more, because that person is going to talk about that book to the next person. It left an impression. It made them feel a certain way. It made them think a certain way. It opened their eyes to something. That's the same thing in any endeavor. Whether you be an athlete, athletes make people feel something. Yeah, you can always go back and look and say, yeah, Stephen Curry is great because of this percentage, or he won this, or he did this. But people make decisions based on feelings. You had a feeling, hey, this video is worth watching. And at the end, you'll be able to justify it. But the people who clicked off of the video will also be able to justify it. They said, hey, he didn't trim up his mustache. Or I watched this video yesterday, he said he was gonna shave. It doesn't look like he shaved. He's a liar. Sorry, I've ran out of time before going to the steakhouse. If you watched that video, you know. If not, just understand I'm making daily YouTube videos, at least 10 minutes long every single day. And most of them will be just a little bit unedited like this, a little bit unfiltered. And that's okay. I'm okay with that. I would rather stay consistent and work on my skill of speaking than be inconsistent and be focused on editing. The more ideas I can get out to you, the more chances there are for me to impact somebody, which is my idea of greatness. Your idea might be different, and that's okay. 2 things can be true at once. For me, greatness can mean impacting the world, which happens one person at a time. For you, it could mean the typical cliche success, money in the bank account. That's completely fine. You have to make that decision for you. But you have to understand, everyone has a slightly different definition. So, for me, as a professional basketball player, some people will see me and feel like I'm just an average Joe. They might catch me on a bad day. That might be their only experience seeing me play. If you see me on my worst day, that might be true for you. Doesn't mean it's true. It's true for you though, in your reality. In my reality, I get paid to play the game of basketball. That's the beauty of life. We always get a second chance. We always get another day until we don't. And if we don't, then we have other things to think about and worry about. And how you feel about that, what you believe about that, that's up to you. That's a story for another day. And that's something that we all got to come to terms with for ourselves. But for me, I do know when our lives end here, something else is coming. If you think that's eternal darkness, man, that's for me, it's not a worldview that I could accept, but something else is coming other than what we're experiencing right now. So this world, we're going to leave it. The question is, when we're gone from it, what of us is going to be left? That's how I came to my definition of greatness. And I have to define greatness to be able to have it chase me. So, me being able to understand that it's not about the results, right? The results oftentimes are going to go like this. You might have a best-selling book, and then the next book you put out, it might not be a bestseller. But guess what? There are going to be people who read your first book and came back to buy your second book and are impacted even more. If you hadn't written the second book because you were thinking, it's not going to be a bestseller, maybe it's only speaking to a specific group of people. But if you speak to that specific group of people in a way that no one else can, you'll have people who are walking around with your lessons that you've learned in your life and giving those to others. You'll have people sharing your story, whether it's one that you wrote in a book, or one that you shared online, or one that you were interviewed about after a big basketball game, big football game, big tennis game, tennis match, whatever it be. You're gonna have a lasting impact on this world if you understand that it's not about the outward results. It's not about the trophies. It's not about the money. It's not about the cars. It's not about the house. It's not about the watch. All the different stuff that you see here on social media. That's gonna leave you. Nobody's gonna know whose Lamborghini that was. It's just gonna be another Lamborghini. Some people might know, but is that impacting anybody? Knowing that you had a Lamborghini? No. It might be a success story. It might be a contrast to the life that you lived before. It can be a part of motivating somebody. But in the end, it's gonna be your thoughts. It's gonna be your words. It's gonna be your actions that stick with someone. It's gonna be holding that door open just a little bit longer than someone expected. That might remind somebody that kindness is in the world. And that's gonna take the pressure off of the things that you really want. If you understand you can be great in every moment, you don't have to be, there's no pressure, but you can be great in the small moments. Greatness isn't just when everyone's watching, it's most of the time when no one's watching. That's what determines greatness. That's what makes greatness chase you. And I know this is a little bit of a ramble. Sometimes it's easier for me to organize my thoughts. Sometimes it's more difficult. Some people are gonna see this as a great video, and if you do, please do let me know. Other people have already clicked off. That's the nature of it. Not everyone has to believe that you're great for you to be great. And if there's one thing that you take from that, it should be that. You don't have to convince the whole world. You just have to convince the people who are meant to hear you and see you and cherish you and recognize you and be impacted by you. Make sure you believe, or make sure you remember, the best is yet to come. And thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow or on the next video, which should be here. And the option to subscribe, as usual, should be here. I'll see you wherever you choose to see me next.